What's up, YouTube? Deadraw here, bringing a video today. Today, I want to talk about Nationals and my experience, and what I have to say. First off, Nationals was awesome. I had a great time, honestly. It's absolutely amazing seeing how many players go to these events. It's much very different experience or vibe than like a COD event. It's such nice people at these events, honestly. I got to meet a lot of new people, and just talking to a lot of people was awesome. From the very moment before we even got into the venue and we're outside, and there's just hundreds of players waiting in the lobby to get in, and you see different people dueling and playing and playtesting and just all this really cool stuff. Honestly, I thought it was a really cool experience. Something I've never got to experience before, besides a regional level, and it was really cool. I got to meet a lot of people. Like I said, I got to meet a lot of the big YouTubers. Big shout outs to a lot of them. Big shout out to Simo. Came into our room and signed some things for some of us, and he was really nice, like one of the nicest YouTubers I met, and he actually let me get in on deck profiles alongside him as well. So a big shout out to him. That's really cool. But just getting to meet all these YouTubers and all these players and just these big players, and everyone is so nice. Like Billy Break, Jeff Jones, like all these popular players. Patrick Hoban was there as well. Just the nicest people I've ever met, honestly. They actually want to sit there and talk to you. They didn't want to they wanted to sit there and talk to you, not just sign something or talk, just like say whatever and go. They actually like cared to like talk, which is really cool to see. I honestly wasn't expecting that at all. One person did recognize me from from YouTube, so thank you, man. Appreciate that for coming up and talking to me. That was awesome. Just being such a small YouTuber, I really didn't expect it at all. But yeah, pretty cool. There. Now let's get into a little bit of what happened to me in the main event. So first off, I want to talk about the time rules, and the time rules are so bad, especially for a large tier event like this. They are bad for the competitiveness of the game, but I gotta say, they were really good for getting stuff done. The event was ran like quite smoothly with very little hiccups. Rounds went on and everything went really smoothly. We got out at a decent time on Sunday night, or Sunday evening, I guess. It was really ran well for the main event. Anyway, I'll get into these side events after. So like honestly, I got a first round draw, and the time rules just absolutely sucked. It just really sucks. I don't like it at all. It's just, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah. And then also, so guys, I don't know what round it was. I think it was round 4. I still had a completely doable record, a good record. I think I had 1 loss at the time, and a draw. But I still had a pretty good record, and I was going, I had just won the round. I think it was round 4 or 5. I don't remember. And I had just won my round, and my opponent goes to drop. There was a mishap. He forgot something. He got a game loss in middle of the game, honestly, because he didn't have a card in his extra deck. I didn't call him on it. He decided to get the judge to see if he would be able to use the card from his deck box or wherever it was in his backpack. And the judge ended up giving him a game loss. Now, honestly, it wouldn't have mattered. The game state, I was in such advantage a point that I would have won the game. So it didn't really matter. But he got a game loss, and we go to game 2. And I'm able to pull off the match win. I think it was game 2 I won. So I won 2-0, I think. And he goes to drop. He was pretty upset that he had got a game loss, and he was pretty upset at himself for leaving a card out of his deck by accident. And this was, something, I don't know if what happened on purpose. But I'm going to say I am partially to blame. 100% I'm partially to blame for what happened. But I don't know if he did it on purpose or if he did it by accident. I'm a nice guy, so I like to think he did it by accident. But when he went to drop the slip, he actually wrote checkmark on mine. So what happened was I grabbed the slip. I click check mark that I won. I sign that my name because I always check that I won when I win. That way I know I filled out the match slip correctly. So I sign my name and I hand it off to him, and he signs his name, and then he clicks drop. Now, the funny thing is why I think it may have not been a mistake, and if you watch my videos or if he's listening and it was a mistake, I'm not trying to come at you or any way, shape, or form. But the reason why is because if you click drop after signing your name, it would be the box right beside your name. That's the only fishy thing about it is he signed his name in his box. I signed my name in my box. And then he clicks the drop. Well, why would you go down to click drop on my name? I don't know. Mistakes happen. I get it. You're frustrated. It is in the moment. It may have been an accident, but it may have been on purpose. Now, me being a nice, trustable person, I didn't really... I checked my matchup. I said, okay, I got the win. Well, I went to this, and I went to hand it in. I've never dropped from a regional, like, ever. So, I don't know. I don't really mess with that portion of the slip. And so I hand it in, and next match comes up, and my match isn't posted. I'm like, well, what? It says my record's right, so I'm a little bit confused. I'm like, hey, well, it's just probably being slow on the website for my match to come up. And it turns out he had clicked drop on my name, and I was dropped from the tournament. He said, now the judge was not rude about this, and I don't blame Konami at all for this. Like I said, this is a lesson I've learned, that I got to check my matchups better. And you know, they had said that they could put me back in the tournament, but I would be getting a round loss. And I try to fix everything up, but it really ruined my record, and it made me not able to actually play. At the end of the day, it screwed up more after this. I don't know what happened or why it happened, but I received like double loss for some reason. So I was like, after that I was like X-3, and I was only supposed to have 2 losses, which didn't really make sense. Which if you're X3-1, you do not really have a chance. If you're X2-1, you can still win all your next matches and make it to day 2. But since I was X3-1, I wasn't able to make it because I received a double loss. I don't know what happened after that. Like, I don't know why I received a double loss or what happened there. But I didn't. It is what it is, right, guys? It's an important lesson for me to check my drop, check the slip is filled 100% correctly, because you know, it just wasn't, and that's what it comes down to. It wasn't filled out correctly, whether it was on purpose or not. A big fault lies on myself for not checking to make sure the slip was properly filled out before I handed it in. I think that's the biggest thing. Also at regionals, it's a lot different because there's less amount of people and more judges to it. Every time I've ever had something, I've had a judge at a regional. We call our hand up, we slip it. They grab the slip, they write, they confirm if you want to drop, they confirm if you wanted to who got the win and everything. They have always asked me that at every regional I've been to. So with them not doing that, this was kind of a new experience for me as well. But like, excuses aside, I totally should have checked it, and I'm hoping to be able to get my redemption at YCS Columbus, the 200th YCS, and make sure nothing like this ever happens again. But like, yeah, that's just like, that's honestly it. Like, it's super frustrating, but it is what it is. And then let's kind of go and talk about, let's talk about the side events. And honestly, on Saturday, since there was still time for me to compete in side events, because this happened earlier on, like before, I think we played 8 rounds, main event 8 rounds or 7 rounds on Saturday. So I was still, like, this happened round 4 after everything that happened. So like, or round 4 or 5, I believe it was 4. But so I still had time to play side events, but I was so heated, I was so mad, I was so angry, and I was so broke. Well, I knew I was in the state of anger, and I only had enough money to play a couple side events. So I thought, well, I will wait till tomorrow when I'm not so heated, when I've gotten over what happened, when I'm not going to be I'm not going to be a toxic player to other players because I'm angry right now over what happened to me. So I decided to wait till the next day. Next day comes and we decide to play the 3v3 tournament with two of my other teammates since none of us made day 2. Now, the 3v3 took forever to do. I'm sure you guys have seen Deceiv's video on this actually. He explains it really well. We waited forever to start this event. The rules weren't explained to us properly, and then they switched the rules on us. They screwed up how seeding and the captains are supposed to work. They screwed up a lot. It was super frustrating for this. And so by the time we won our round 1 and we lost our round 2. So by the time this was all over, I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go and enter in a regional flight. See if I can get my invite for next year. That way, when I go to regionals this year, I'm not forced to go to every single one or to try to get my invite, or I can play whatever and not have to play the priciest deck, and don't really have to reinvest into the best part of the game until I want to go to Nats, unless I'm going to big events, which I am, but that's not the point. And they were ended by the time we were done the 3v3. Now, I expected that if we had kept to winning in the 3v3, that I would not be able to play in the other side events, but I really wanted those uncut card sheets, so I thought, no, that's absolutely okay. But losing in round 2 wasn't really expected, or like we didn't know when we were gonna lose. We knew it was a possibility to lose in round 1, not round 2. Anything can happen. We were all playing different decks, or actually, not quite true, but. You know, you never know what's gonna happen. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! You don't know. So we lose in round 2, and there's no time to play any of the other events. And this is this actually brought me down, because it was just ran so poorly that it ruined my Sunday as well. And these, like I said, the main event was ran really well, but these side events were ran poorly. And then they actually ran out of prizes for a lot of the stuff. They ran out of a lot of mats. They ran out of all the tokens for the Ajama tokens and stuff like that. They just ran out of a lot of stuff, and it was just like really frustrating. That that happened. I mean, I wouldn't have played. Only thing I wanted to play in is the regional events. But you know, like my teammates were frustrated over these prizes not being handed out properly, or you know, just a lot of stuff like that kind of happened. It was really frustrating. They did offer to send them my one teammate a mat in the mail that he had won, so at least he's getting in the mail. But it was just like, why were these ran so poorly? Why were they so behind schedule? All these kind of stuff. It was just really frustrating coming from a player point of view who has been knocked out of the tournament and not getting to play anymore. But besides that, that's kind of my nationals experience, guys. I've learned a lot, despite not being able to play quite as much as I would like to at this event. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot of lessons. I've learned there's some more stuff. I've learned that like tilt is like a huge thing. I mean, like I've always known tilt or being tilted. If you guys don't know what being tilted is, it's just getting mad or getting frustrating and letting that get to you is kind of what tilt means. And I learned that it's much more important than I originally had thought it was. I always knew it was important, but like you guys, the best players don't let the tilt get to them until the tournament's done. I'm just being 100% honest. There was people who were mad after my matches, and they would go into their next matches really angry, or people would come into my next match and they were really angry. And I'm sitting there, I'm being a nice dude, or pretty decently nice dude, and yeah, that's just kind of like tilt's a huge factor, guys. And you know, I get it, being serious. There's a difference between being serious and being an asshole, honestly. There's people who are just assholes. They don't like, right? I get it. If you don't want to make a little bit of chit chat, that's fine. You don't have to, right? We're playing a game. It's a series. We're playing at a high tier level. You don't have to make chit chat, but you don't have to be make asshole remarks or just be rude in general or just deny them anything. I get it, but hey, at the end of the day, it's a card game, and that's what it comes down to. We are social, interacting. Don't be rude to other players. That's what I have to say about that. But anyway, guys, please, if you want to join the Brick Brigade, hit the subs button, hit the like button. That'd mean a lot to me, help me out a lot, and we will talk to you guys later this week in some more videos. But that's my nationals experience, guys. See you later.